Everybody. So today is the 16th day of the month. Let's get into the 16th chapter of Proverbs. This is your spiritual nugget. So Proverbs 16 focuses on how God sovereignly directs human plans. Okay, the importance of wisdom, integrity, and humility, and how righteousness exalts both the individual and nations. Okay, this chapter repeatedly reminds us that while people make plans, God ultimately determines the outcome. So you can make your plans, but God gonna determine whether or not your plans is gonna turn into anything. Okay, so this chapter emphasizes relying on God for direction, living righteously, and valuing humility over pride. All right, so we need to have humility. We need to be humble. Pride is not the way to go. So some popular verses for the chapter 16 is the third verse. Commit the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Verse 9, which is, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. So you can be like, okay, I'm walking, but God gonna tell you, God gonna be the one to put the pothole there, or he gonna make sure that that path is clean for you to keep walking on. All right. So verse 18 says, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Right. And then chapter 32, better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes cities. Okay, so some key lessons for this verse is submit plans to God. So human wisdom is limited, but God guidance ensures success. All right. The next lesson is pride leads to fall. Ignorance destroys, humility invites God's favor. Okay, we want God's favor over everything we do. Okay, if God ain't in it, what is it? Self-control is powerful. Mastering the spirit is greater than conquering others. And then finally, God rules all outcomes. Okay, God over everything. If God ain't in it, there it is. And so one of the takeaways for this chapter is that God is sovereign. He's greater than human planning. All right. True success is not measured by wealth or status, but integrity and obedience is to God. Right. Another one is pride is dangerous and leads to ruin, while humility brings honor and stability. Okay, so ways that you can say, okay, well, I hear everything you're saying, but how is that going to work for me? What could I do to practically make this work in my life? So you could practically walk out chapter 16 by starting your day with prayer. All right, ask God to align your intentions with his will. We can want what we want, but if God ain't in it, how many times did I say that? It ain't gonna work. Check your motives. Ensure that your goals are rooted in integrity and not pride. What you're doing, if what you're doing only it only benefits you, then you know that's pride. That's not a God thing. All right. Cultivate patience and self-control. Respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. Trust God's timing. We have our timing. We have time that we want things to go. You know, y'all hear me talking about my men. But if God ain't in my men, I don't want him. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how awesome he is. I don't care how amazing he is. If God ain't in him, all right. So here is the affirmation for chapter 16, Proverbs 16. I commit my plans to God, walk in humility, and trust his guidance to direct my steps and establish my success. I want to be successful. I can only be successful if God is in it. All right, you all, this is your spiritual nugget for Proverbs 16. Everybody.